Hello! Yesterday I mentioned the fact that the sound was absolutely awful in the little caption they do at the bottom of the screen. And it was, so hopefully I've done something to resolve that today. I plugged in a separate microphone and we'll try and sync them up. That's what clapperboards are for. I never knew that. My brother told me yesterday that the old slappy sound, the reason it's so instantaneous, the reason it's so visual, is because it means I can line the video and the sound up. Probably you all knew that, but I didn't have a clue. This is how experienced I am with making videos and films. So it's all going to be a bit of a learning curve, and you'll see the whole thing evolve as it goes along, hopefully. I've also bought a new video camera about 10 minutes after I recorded yesterday's episode, which I probably didn't need. If this comes out good, I'll be highly disappointed and I'll have wasted my money. But at least we can go out and I can doodle around and stand in other places, and it'll all work a lot better. Thirdly, in fact, I've already done two things. Third thing now. That's 1, 2, 3, yes. I'm probably going to split the show up into a few separate categories. Now it's turning into more of a... it's evolving, let's say, a bit like the dinosaurs to people, unless you're of a biblical nature, in which case you probably don't believe that kind of thing. So not evolution, creation, and fancy unicorns and such. Anyway, I'm probably going to split it up into 3 sections. We're going to have a news section, a stuff, and then if anyone's asking me any questions or anything like that, I can answer them, purely because I can't bother to type anymore. This seems a lot easier. First section is the news section. News. The only thing I can ascertain that's interesting that's happened this morning, apart from all the Libyan uproar and all that kind of thing, is that they're going to re-release Star Wars Episode 1 Phantom Menace in 3D. Now, I can imagine this is going to be quite appalling. In fact, it's gonna be awful, yeah, but I'm still gonna go and watch it. I have no idea why. Probably it'll look like the little fancy cut-up. That's gonna be pretty terrible, I would have thought. Probably should have just left that one to die a death. Someone did post quite a funny comment on Engadget though, regarding something about soulless George Lucas, so anyway, obviously fans are going to be split on that. A few flame wars coming up, I imagine. Fortunately it's in 2012 and will probably never exist then anyway. Stuff! Okay, stuff. The only other interesting thing I did yesterday was I went out on the quest for a ceiling fan. This went slightly astray because I didn't realise my ceiling is about 6 inches lower than a standard one because I'm above a garage and it's kind of separate to the house. What this basically means, if I buy a ceiling fan, it will probably cut my head off because the blades will spin about forehead height, so probably be avoiding that 52-inch blade spinning around the room at what is potentially going to be a lethal height. Other stuff, I suppose I reset my computer yesterday. That was an absolute success in the end, in fact. I thought the main board on it was causing it to freeze for 3 or 4 minutes when it was starting. And what it actually turned out to be was Windows being absolutely pants. So now I have a big bloody old circuit board that's absolutely useless. It's got loads of goofy problems, and I've just wasted another £50 on something I didn't in fact need. So that's all good. But it does have quite a cool feature. It's called ExpressGate, and now I'm going to bore everyone to death. So if you're not interested, you just put your fingers in your ears and go la la la. But it has a cool feature called ExpressGate, and what it means is about 2 seconds after you start the computer up, before you get the first little make screen where it comes up and says who the computer's made by, it pops straight up and comes up with a Yahoo search bar, and you can go on the internet, talk to people. So if you're wonderfully scatterbrained like I am, when you turn the computer on, you can, if you've turned it off and you're about to go out, you can turn it back on again, look at your calendar, look at your emails, anything like that, if you've neglected to do so just before you're leaving. Also, I wish it had some kind of function to find my car keys and my house keys and my wallet, because they're also classic items which I leave behind when I'm doing things. Okay, finally, I have a question that was sent to me as an email, and it wasn't really regarding these videos at all, but it's just easier to answer on here. It was about someone who lives quite nearby, and obviously if you're watching it, you'll know who you are. So I'm answering to one person here, no one else will be interested. But it's about motorcycles. I do have a keen interest in bikes, and I do really enjoy riding my bike. Basically it was about, they've just passed it's called direct access. I believe that's what they've probably done here. It means you pass your motorbike test on a big bike. It's a 500 minimum, and you do it on that, and basically means you can ride any bike at all. And they were after finding out what they should upgrade from a little Suzuki 125 to a big bike, and to be honest the answer is really dependent on what sort of bike you want. If you want one that kind of the handlebars are upright like that, probably not quite as much like that, but I'm not particularly the one to ask, frankly. I know that some good clip-on bikes, the little ones with basically the handlebars are kind of like that, and it's a more sporty bike. Probably the best first big bikes of them are the GS 500, which is a Suzuki, but it's a bit underpowered and it looks really ugly. The SV 650, which is what I've got, which is not particularly powerful, but it's quicker than anything you've ever ridden before, so it's nice. And it's a V-twin, so it's quite smooth. And also, oh god, I forget what it is now. What's the other one? Oh, of course, there's a Honda CB 500. They're quite cheap as well because they're older. All of these bikes can be bought for well under £1,000. But a CB 500 is quite a nice little bike. You might well have done your test on one of them, though, so I don't know. So there you go, that's your answer. Okay, see you soon, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.